Hey.
Did you see the debate this week?
Yeah, it was great. Put me right to sleep.
Do you remember how you said you traveled to the combat zone in Germany during World War II to help the Allied forces defeat Hitler?
Oh yeah, I was there. I actually learned a lot from that experience.
Well, Minnesota Public Radio is reporting that you were actually born in 1990, which would make it impossible for you to be alive during World War II. How do you explain those discrepancies?
But I see what happened was I was there. I was teaching. So it was I misspoke. But it was I was there. But I also misspoke.
Okay, but how would you explain that discrepancy?
Well, the truth is, I was raised in a middle class family. So.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Check it out, I'm an eagle! Ah! America! Woo! Die, commies! The vice presidential debate took place earlier this week, with the warm glass of oat milk, Tim Walz, going up against adult Cabbage Patch doll, J.D. Vance. Senator Vance showed his support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month by wearing a pink tie, while moderator Margaret Brennan showed her support for Joe Biden by wearing corpse makeup. Looking great, Margaret! Now, the stakes of this debate were at an all-time low. For real. This was over an hour of people on TV that no one really knows or cares about, taking all of America's attention, which is usually called The Bachelor. The vice presidential debate is always a turning point during election season, where one guy is destined to lose and silently fade into the background, while the other guy is destined to win and silently fade into the background. After the last presidential debate, many Americans were ready and excited for 90 minutes of new insults and jabs and personal attacks. And here's how it played out.
And I think that Governor Walz and I actually probably agreed.
I agree with that.
Now, some of those ideas I actually think are halfway decent.
Much of what the senator said right there, I'm in agreement with him.
I agree with you.
I agree with a lot of what Senator Vance said. Well, I've enjoyed tonight's debate, and I think there was a lot of commonality here.
Boring! No insults, no interruptions, not one nickname. Just two Midwestern family men sharing their ideas on how to make improvements to their home country. Do you get the home improvement bit? Because they look like, and also Midwest. Interesting to note is that throughout the entire debate, Senator Vance never wrote down one single note. Meanwhile, Governor Walz was seen scribbling in between answers throughout the evening. Here's a look at his notebook. Now, instead of fact-checking the debate, CBS decided to put a QR code on the screen for the 7 weirdos at home who know way too much about foreign policy. I actually thought the QR code was a great idea, so we've decided to create our own. Now, you can actually scan the QR code on your screen right now, and it'll take you directly to an incredibly important website, which is my stand-up comedy tour dates. Because I never miss an opportunity for shameless self-promotion. I'll be in Dania Beach, Florida, Houston, Texas, St. Petersburg, Phoenix, and Portland over the next few weeks, and I'd love to see you there, especially Portland, because I don't know how long that city will last. During the debate, Donald Trump was firing off a round of posts on Truth Social, including this one mocking Tim Walz's use of the catchphrase folks, which is language we've heard from Joe Biden many times over the years. In Tim's defense, there aren't that many catchphrases that an old, far-left, progressive white man can use on national TV. He can't say guys because it's too gendery. He can't say citizens because much of his voting base are not. And he can't say the N-word, even though Tim Walz is definitely the type of white guy to say it out loud in his car while he's listening to old Tupac albums on his way to restock tampons in boys' bathrooms. No, to address the Harris-Walz audience, Tim could only choose between using folks or Swifties, and honestly, he made the right choice. Now, my absolute favorite moment from the debate was when Tim Walz busted out the biggest bragging point of Kamala's entire campaign.
And I'm as surprised as anybody of this coalition that Kamala Harris has built, from Bernie Sanders to Dick Cheney to Taylor Swift.
Dude, how do you not know that having Dick Cheney's support is not something to show off? And that 3-part list, by the way, is crazy. Starting with saying you have Bernie's support. The Democratic Party bragging that they have Bernie Sanders support is like Spirit Airlines bragging that they have you, back on their flight. Of course you're going to take Spirit Airlines when there's no other option for you because they've beaten you into submission so badly on your past travels that now you have Stockholm Syndrome. And I hope Bernie brings his own water. Then Tim brings up Cheney. After Kamala bragged about it in the first debate, Walz brings it up again here. Like, we have support from all sides. We got an independent that we've abused for years. We've got a demon man who refuses to die until the world is on fire. And we have Taylor Swift. And to brag about having the support of Taylor Swift is just funny because pretty much all of her music is about making bad decisions in the past. So, now this moment also allows us to change our perspective towards conservatives in a new way. See, for too long, people on the right have been branded as being bigoted toward the LGBTQ community. But clearly, Republicans are all in favor of trans rights. They got rid of their dick. Our savior of the week this week is California. That's right, for officially passing the California Food Safety Act, which will ban 4 food additives from being produced, sold, or distributed throughout the state, including brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, propylparaben, and red dye number 3, all of which will remain active ingredients in Gavin Newsom's hair gel. Now, this new move had bipartisan support, with only some pushback from the National Confectioners Association, the NCA, which is like the NBA for people who slam dunk donut holes into their mouths and call it a balanced breakfast. In a very real statement released by NCA spokesperson Fred Fructose, banning these toxic additives is a dangerous decision that would not allow American citizens the freedom to poison their children. Come on! Who doesn't love a little poison for breakfast? It's just poison. I gotta take a nap. That's a real statement. Now, all of these chemically produced additives have been illegal in Europe for quite some time. So yeah, California, the most progressive state in the union and self-proclaimed leader in forward thinking, is taking a huge step in the right direction, only a few short decades after an entire country did the same. But this is not the moment to hate on California. We've had lots of those moments, and we'll have many more. And if you've seen my work before, you know I never miss an opportunity to take aim at my home state's governor. Let's Newsom science, baby! Ha! But this is actually a huge issue that I personally care very deeply about. Even though I was raised on Fruit Loops and my blood type is Pop-Tart, I've been actively working for the past 10 years to undo the potential damage of all the crap I put into my body. And if you're interested in learning more about this topic, I suggest watching this video that Bobby Kennedy released last week. And shout out to California. We always knew you were progressive, but it's nice to see you transitioning in a way that will help others. So thank you for watching, thank you for not feeding your children poison, and thank you to our sponsor, Gavin Newsom's hair gel. Made with the same ingredients as Gatorade, 1 scoop of Newsom gel is guaranteed to keep your hair hard and your homeless. Order now by scanning the QR code on your screen. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Brent Pella, and you're welcome for my service.